Welcome back to Grassroots Radio Colorado. This is Kris Cook. I've got Andy Pates of the Party of Choice in studio with me. We're talking about millennials. First, where is your lovely wife? She's the one who actually keeps you under control. She texted me and said I could throw things at you, but I just don't know that that's going to be effective.
No, it really isn't. Everything she says would work against me will not. Okay?
Okay, that's good to know.
She lies. She lies.
I do know you run after chocolate, so
I do.
If I need any, I'll keep
she
that in my back pocket. She
puts it on a string, and then just, she's gotten me into malls, and she just drags it behind her. It's dirty. I don't care. I'm like,
It's chocolate. This is good. So before we go on, the Party of Choice, where can folks find you, find out more about the Party of Choice, how to learn more about these messaging points, because this is not the only thing you talk about millennials. You talk about how to have these conversations with lots of different people on lots of different issues.
Yeah, we are at thepartyofchoice.com. That's www.thepartyofchoice.com. And we're also on Facebook, Twitter. By the way, if you have any questions, if you want to know how to approach the subject, you got somebody who's you're really not sure how to approach a certain issue with, shoot us an email, shoot us a question on Facebook. We love it. And we also have other people who are part of our team who will kick that around. Oh, yeah, it won't just be me. You don't want to be limited to my mind. Trust me. That's a very limiting thing.
It's a very strange place, I can tell you that. So, all right, so we're talking about millennials. Let's talk about the free college tuition plans. Okay. About a week ago, Obama announced this proposal to make community college free for everyone, as long as you're working enrolled half-time. And, to some people, this sounds like a great idea.
It's horrible.
To me, it sounds like a parasitic idea. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, if our K through 12 system is so broken, how about we fix that instead of remediating it by giving 2 more years of schooling away?
Kris, that's crazy talk. Don't you understand? Now, I'm a child of the left. I was raised by the left. If something isn't working, do more of it. Okay? This is like, if eating fattening foods is not helping your diet, I say double it. Eat more fattening food. And by the way, everybody out there, yes, you can take that advice. Trust me, it works. It's fantastic. Don't take that advice.
We won't talk about Cuba because I still think that there is a saying that success is sort of like wrestling a gorilla.
Okay. How?
You don't stop when the gorilla gets tired. You don't stop when you get tired. You stop when the gorilla gets tired. And so, there is a good thing about persistence and following through with something, but free is not going to do us what we need here in this country. Yeah,
and the first thing, once again, I probably wouldn't lead by telling them, you're a parasite. And then in all my talking points, just weave in, by the way, you're a parasite. Now, parasite, can I call you parasite?
Probably not going to get far with that.
I just want you to know, you're not really a parasite. You're an aspiring parasite because you're very young, but you're learning.
A larva.
Oh, you're a larva. Okay, larva. Okay, here's what I would tell them. Okay, because they say, yeah, I love free college. And I say, I lead in by saying, well, I think it's great that you want college. You want to go forward. But let me ask you something. I want you to know, with free college, I would never do that to you.
And they probably cock their head and look at you like a dog whistle just went off.
Exactly. And then I look at them and say, look, let me ask you this. And you be the high schooler, Kris.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, like totally. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, Kris, I just lost Kris. Okay.
I just lost my fanboys, so.
Yeah, they're afraid they're backing up for. Let me ask you this. Why do you get a high school degree or a GED? Why do you get that?
Because you want to prove that you have enough perseverance to actually make it through school?
Actually, it's because it's a starting line.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, because until you get your high school degree, your diploma, you can't go off to college, get a good job, or maybe go in the military, any of these things. You can't move on from there.
Right.
Okay, what we've done is you get a high school degree or a GED because that's the starting line in life.
It's the lowest common denominator. It's the minimum requirements.
Right. And when I talk about this with young people, they get that immediately.
Right.
I say, why do you get a high school degree? I say, isn't it because you're trying to get to the starting line in life? That's just the starting line. That's the minimum that you have to have. If you don't have that, you're at a tremendous disadvantage, right? And they go, yeah, sure. I say, okay, why is that the starting line? Why isn't it a master's degree? the starting line. Or sixth grade, only sixth grade, the starting line. Why does the starting line happen to be high school? Why do you have to have that degree to have a chance just to get started in life? And they look at me like, oh, I don't know. And I tell them, it's very simple, because it's free. See, everything that's free, everybody has or can have. All right? And so whatever you make free, that is going to set where the starting line is in life. Okay? We've made it free through grade 12, which means that that is where you start and can leap forward in life. Now, here's the question. What happens if we give you 2 more years of free college?
Well, before we go there.
Go ahead.
And this is Grassroots Radio Colorado on KLZ 560. This is Kris Cook. I've got Andy Pate of the Party of Choice. I'm going to get Corey's name in there somewhere, somehow, no matter what. Here's my point, is that the left's argument is that the starting line is no longer a high school diploma. The starting line is at least 2 years of college. That's the left's argument. And that's why the president is putting this forward.
That's ridiculous.
Well, and so is that my comeback?
No, sorry. Hey, look, sometimes you hear something that's so preposterous that it's ridiculous. How about this as a comeback? Let me ask you this, Chrissy.
Only my mother can call me that, sorry.
But you're a teenager. Why do you get a college degree? Why would you go get a college degree?
So that I can get ahead.
Right. You want an advantage. So you want to get an advantage with the college degree. But it only gives you an advantage over who? Those who don't have college degrees, right?
Right.
Once again, you're back to the same argument. Whatever is free, that's the starting point. The reason you get a college degree is because you want to go past that starting point. If we make it free through 2 more years of college, all we've done is establish a new starting point. You have no advantage then. So now, rather than getting that high school degree and coming out with an advantage, you have to get 15 years, kindergarten, so K through 12. Rather than 13 years, now it takes 15 years just to get to the starting line. And you still have no advantage over anybody else.
Right.
And from there, you got to get a better college degree or military or go into the workforce.
Which they will then try to make that
exactly
free as well. Okay. They have free college education in England, and that's not really the case, is it?
I don't know much about England. I'll be honest.
Or Europe.
I do know that Europe is a mess.
Right.
And so I wouldn't want to emulate it in anything. Okay? I mean, seriously, why would I want to emulate a continent that is so far in debt that it's completely falling apart? All right? I don't want to look to failures as my example.
Right.
Okay? What I would do when I look at a young person, I say, look, bottom line, the reason you get a high school degree is that's the starting line. The reason that's the starting line is because it's free. As far as you extend free, that is where the minimum will become.
And that's where everybody is going to be. Everybody
Yes.
that you're competing against for minimum wage jobs even.
Right. So now, exactly. So now you're having to spend 15 years just to get to the starting line. Right? And plus, it gets much worse. Just get to the starting line and you have no advantage. None. But it's taken you 2 years longer to get to where you have no advantage. Oh, but it gets much worse. You see, because this program is going to cost billions and billions and billions of dollars, that's got to be taxed out of the free market that would employ you. Okay? So now you have to spend 2 years more to have no advantage and go into a workplace that has had billions of dollars sucked out of it. Oh, but it gets worse. Because the workplace, the free market can't afford that many taxes. It's that expensive. So a lot of it's going to have to be added to the national debt. And who's going to pay that? Young or old people?
Young people.
Young people. Okay, so now you have to wait 2 more years to get to the starting line with no advantage, with a job market that has way less money to employ you, and billions of dollars more that you have to pay one day, and that these people up in Washington who gave you the 2 years of free college don't have to pay because they're older than you. Do you still want free college? Look, I got a better idea. How about we actually go the opposite way? How about we look at education and say, let's look at high school and make it work? Do you realize high school isn't...
That's my point, yeah.
Isn't high school supposed to be equipping you to succeed in the free market?
Exactly.
What an idea.
Exactly.
Okay, so why don't we strip it down to the basics, and anything beyond that, oh yeah, those electives will be there if you want to take them. but they will be optional.
Right.
Totally optional. I can get you, and I would say this to any young person, I could easily get you through a full, workable, effective high school degree by 10th grade. So think about this now. Now you get into the workforce 2 years earlier, not 2 years later. So you're saving 4 years, plus it saves billions of dollars that are out there in the workforce to hire you.
Right.
Takes billions of dollars off the national debt that you would have paid, and you get to start your life earlier. I'm not going to move the starting line back on you.
What a concept.
What a concept. And it's easy to do. Instead, what I'm going to do is educate, not advocate. I'm not going to use schools to make you like me and preach to you about where you got to hear all my views on sex and religion and all this kind of stuff. How about I just teach you science, math, English, these things that help you succeed. Computer skills. Whatever are the basics that will help you succeed to move on, that's what you'll get. And from there, you choose beyond that.
Education is one of my hot button issues, and part of the reason why education is one of my hot button issues is because I've watched the decline in the curriculum. I've watched the decline in what they are teaching our kids. I've watched the decline as an employer of those who are graduating and understand that they are far behind even where we were 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, yes.
It's shameful. It is absolutely shameful. I read an article from Thomas Sowell today. He was talking about education in Harlem. He went to school in Harlem. And he transferred there as a young man, as a young boy, from North Carolina. Thomas Sowell was the last in his class when he transferred to an all-black school in Harlem. And it took him 3 years to catch up with his class. Thomas Sowell, one of the leading minds in our generation, okay?
Right.
He was looking later at the textbooks of his nieces who were attending the same school many, many years later. And what he was learning in 9th grade math, they were now learning in 11th grade math.
Absolutely.
That puts them 2 years behind automatically simply because of the curriculum. That is the problem. That is the problem, and that is what needs to be fixed, not whether or not we provide community college for free for 2 years. That's not going to fix the problem. It's just going to add to it. Well,
basically there's one thing worse than putting back the finish line, and that's moving back the starting line. We're going to make you wait 2 years longer to start.
If you'd like to share your thoughts with us without going on air, what you can do is call the KLZ Freedom Phone. The phone number is 720-541-TALK. That's 541-8255. This is Grassroots Radio Colorado with Kris Cook. I've got Andy Pate in studio co-hosting on KLZ 560. KLZ 560. KLZ